And in the fight to reclaim our nation's capital, the U.S. Attorney for the District of Columbia, Jeanine Pirro, is stepping up. I'm sure it's no surprise to any of you that within just 2 weeks of her Senate confirmation, she's already taking action, pushing to lower the age of criminal responsibility, dismantle violent youth crime crews, and use the full weight of federal law to bring order back to our streets. And despite her busy schedule, we sat down to discuss top priorities, the president's plan, and how together they're working to make America safe again. Jeanine Pirro, congratulations on your official Senate confirmation as U.S. Attorney here in D.C. There's so much to talk about. We saw earlier this week that the president announced that he is federalizing the police force here in Washington, D.C. We've already seen a lot of movement on that front over the course of this past week. So talk about why this was necessary and why this was so important to this president in particular.
He wants to make D.C. safe and beautiful. And part of my appointment here by the president was to follow through on that initiative. And the federalization of the Metropolitan PD is something that I think is a great thing. And the agenda is very clear. We want to make D.C. safe again. And make no mistake, this is a city where there is a lot of crime. Whether you want to say it's up or down, I don't care. There's too much crime. This is not something where, anyone's rights are being violated, rights are being protected, because the first order of government is the protection of its people. We're supposed to be that shining city on the hill. We should be safe and beautiful.
Well, part of the major issue here is juvenile crime. So you guys are talking about making the age requirements to charge someone as an adult even lower, or hold them accountable at least. That is an important step in order to clean up the city and make sure we get criminals off the streets.
When I came here, it didn't take long to realize that there is an enormous amount of crime going on in this city, which is not being prosecuted. Arrests are not being made because the crime is being committed by 14, 15, 16, 17-year-olds who are literally being coddled. So imagine this, Laura. If I have a 17-year-old who shoots someone with a gun, but he doesn't kill that person, I cannot prosecute him, investigate him. It goes to the family court when the mission there is rehabilitation. And, some of the therapeutic things that they do there are yoga and ice cream socials, and that just isn't cutting it with me or anyone else who's a law enforcement professional. For 30 years, I have fought the fight to make sure that we make criminals accountable and that we protect the victim. We are not doing enough to protect the victim in D.C.
This also sends a message around the country and, Judge, around the world. This is important stuff. What kind of a message do you hope this sends far and wide?
Well, hopefully the message is clear that President Trump understands that the first order of government is the protection of its people. President Trump understands that in D.C., it is the minority community that is suffering. Just the other day, I said, give me a picture of all of the teens, everyone 19 and under, who were killed by gunfire. Okay? And in 2024, there were 29 of them, all teens killed by gunfire. 2025, so far, there are 19, all teens killed by gunfire. Every one of them African American, every one of them minority community. And I'm going to stun you. 70% of these homicides of 45 young minority kids in the last year and 7 months have not been solved. The ones who shot and killed them and took their lives from them are still walking the streets. We haven't arrested them. We haven't taken the guns from them. And that's what the president understands. And that's my mission. And when I got to this office, there was a lot that was needed here. We were down prosecutors, we were down investigators, down paralegals. I mean, it was a neglected office, I'll be honest with you. So I run the gamut here. And I'm proud of the people who work here, and I'm proud of what we're doing.
There have been some very high-profile cases that you've already started to deal with, like the Israeli embassy staffer shooting. Is there any update you can provide on that or anything else that you might be working on that we don't know about right now?
Well, the Israeli embassy shooting is just a sad commentary on the world that we live in. And again, lives taken before their time. I was there that night. I saw the bodies being put in the body bags and taken away because some criminal, made the decision to cut their lives short. We put in special findings in the indictment, and it will go through a very rigorous process. And ultimately, the Attorney General, Pam Bondi, will decide whether or not to seek death in that case. There are a lot of cases that we're doing. In this office, we do terrorism cases. And you may or may not remember, because you're younger, the Lockerbie bombing, the Pan Am Lockerbie bombing, many, many years ago. That case is coming to trial in April of 2026 in this office. And we've got a lot of cases that involve the seizure of oil tankers, money that we've taken from Hamas, that was, money that was going to North Korea for their nuclear program or for their missile deployment program that we've been able to interrupt. So in addition to street crime, there's a lot of very, high-level crime that we're dealing with. It's a great office with great jurisdiction. And we will continue to do some great stuff.
Judge, you are someone who we all know. You had a great career in TV, right? We all love to see you on our screens every day. Yes. You gave up a lot to come here and do this job. So why was this job so important for you to take at this moment?
This is my calling. This is who I am. I have fought for the underdog, for the silent victim of crime my whole life. I have fought for women and children and the elderly and minorities my whole career. My heart bleeds for those people who have been targeted by a criminal who decides to upend their lives, who takes a loved one away from families. And I've seen the ripple effect. It's like you toss a stone in a pond and then there's a little ripple, but then it goes wider and wider and wider. And the impact on the community is great. Look, I had a great job at Fox, but I'm back to my roots. This is who I am. This is the fight. This is the passion. And, at my age, and, some people would, consider retiring, this is the challenge that I need. But more importantly, when I look back on my life, this is what's going to matter.
Well, you have someone working here in D.C. with you, President Donald Trump, who you have known, Judge, for decades. Yeah. But I don't think you've ever been able to work in the capacity you are now with the president. So tell me about what that's like.
I got to tell you something. I spoke to him, I think it was yesterday at 7 in the morning. And he's nonstop. And he just motivates all of us. He was like, we need to do this, 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 and this. And I said, yes, Mr. President. Yes, Mr. President. I love working for him. I'm proud of him. I believe in him. He will make a difference. He believes in the American dream. He believes in safety and security for Americans. He believes in us. And we believe in him.
Well, before we let you go, I would love to know, when your time here ends, having done so much in your life, when you leave this office, what kind of legacy do you hope to leave?
I don't think about me and my legacy, but I guess it's always been the same. It's always been about fighting for a level playing field for people who can't speak for themselves. I mean, the pain that people go through for no reason. They didn't ask for it. They didn't do anything. I want to be the person who speaks for them. I want to be the person that makes a difference for them. I always have. I don't know why, but it's who I am.
Well, you're doing it, and we're grateful for you, and thank you for spending time with us.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.